Structural representation of organic molecule. How to represent organic molecule structurally? What is molecular formula? Molecular formula of a compound is the simplest, least informative representation showing the ratio of atoms present in a molecule. What is molecular formula? Molecular formula is the simplest, least informative representation showing the ratio of atom present in the molecule. There are four different ways of expressing molecular formula of the compound: Lewis structure or dot structure, dash structure or line bond structure, condensate structure or bond line structure. So these are all the four different ways of expressing the molecular formula of the compound. Lewis structure represented by the how many electrons involved in the compound by a dot. Dash structure or line bond structure is, this one is the dash structure or line bond structure. Instead of that electrons shared or form involved in the chemical bond, replaced by a dash. Sigma bond is a single line and pi bonds are double line and triple bonds are shown by a triple bond in the dash line structure. What is condensate structure is? Condensate structure is indicating the number of identical groups attached to an atom by a subscript. That is, it is condensed to a subscript: CH3, CH2, CH2OH, methane, ethane, propane, propanol. And here the terminal carbon contains 3 hydrogen, middle carbon containing 2 hydrogen. Why? Because is the middle carbon already it is bonded to 2 carbon atom, 1, 2, 3, 4, thereby it is 2 here. But the terminal carbon atom only one bond is here, so the remaining 3 hydrogen. So that is why here the 3 hydrogen terminal according to its valency of carbon 4. The next one is bond line structure. The same propanol can be represented as a zigzag fashion as the bond line structure: methane, ethane, propane. The bent line shows the presence of carbon atom in that place. CH2, CH, CH, CH2, 1, 3 butane, 1, 2, 3, 4 butane, 1, 3 butadiene as shown by a bent line. So here it explains that the representation of the different representation of molecular formula of a compound. Molecular model, framework model, ball and stick model, 3-dimensional space filling models. The next one is 3-dimensional representation of organic molecule. Solid and dash wedge formula and Fissure projection formula, Saha's projection formula and the Newman projection formula. What is 3-dimensional solid wedge formula? Here the 4 different group attached to the center carbon atom, the bond AB laying on the same plane. The CD is, D is below towards the observer and C is below the plane. So D, the dotted and the black line D, the wedge towards the above the plane, and the dotted line is below the plane, AB is along the plane. So this line structure, this 3-dimensional different structure, atoms attached is shown by a different bond, the different shape of the represented in different shape. So called 3-dimensional representation of organic molecule. Fissure projection formula. What is Fissure projection formula? Example, the tartaric acid which contain the 2 chiral carbon given as a example. Here the tartaric acid contain 2 chiral carbon lays on the plane of the paper. Here the horizontal substitution towards the observer. The horizontal substitution are towards the observer and the vertical lines are away from the observer. Here the bonds are written in such a manner that the vertical carbon, the chiral carbonates are laying on the plane. The horizontal lines are towards the observer and the vertical lines are away from the observer. So it shows the Fissure projection formula. Example, this is the method of writing Fissure projection formula: horizontal line and vertical line. Next one is Saha's projection formula. What is Saha's projection formula? This one is Saha's projection formula. The bond between 2 atoms are drawn diagonally and slightly elongated. The lower left hand carbon is considered laying towards the front and the upper right hand carbon towards the back. The Fissure projection inadequately portrays the spatial relationship between the ligands attached to the adjacent atoms. The Saha's projection attempts to clarify the relative location of the groups. So Saha's projection formula, first point, bond between two carbon atoms is diagonally elongated, slightly elongated, lower end laying towards the front, upper end towards the back. Portrays the spatial relationship between the ligands attached to the adjacent atom. The next one is Newman projection formula. This one is Newman projection formula. What is Newman projection formula is, here the two carbon atom formed sigma bond represented by two circles. Two carbon atom forming sigma bonds are represented by two circles. Here one carbon represented by two circles. The front carbon shown by the point, whereas the carbon laying from the eye is represented by the origin of the circle. So this is only the origin of the circle. Here from the origin of the circle, the atoms or groups are attached, that is away from the observer. Here the first point is nearer the observer. Therefore, the CH bond front carbon are depicted from the circle, while CH bond at the back are drawn from the circumference of the circle. For example, here one carbon and the second carbon. First carbon CH2OH, OH and H. And the another carbon is circumference of the circle CHO, and here OH, OH and H. So one is point towards the center, point towards the first carbon atom, the center point. The another carbon atom is the circumference of the circle. Subscribe for more videos. Thank you.